Welcome back, my squaggle boxes. Today, we've technically got some deflation going on, but I really wanted to talk to you guys about round 63. This is a weird video that I don't know if everybody's going to enjoy, so definitely let me know in the comments below whether or not you think this is a fun thing to do or kind of a terrible thing to do. What I wanted to do is I wanted to play around with round 63 all day today. That's it, just one single round. Round 63 is kind of the bane of all Bloons Tower Defense players. It's a randomly crazy round in the mixture of a bunch of Moabs kind of coming out all against you. You really have to prepare for this single round. So if I told you that you had to pop around 63 with less than $5,000, you'd probably think, well, it might be doable. Well, what if we move all the balloons to 5% speed? That means that it should be most definitely doable here. With something like a cluster cannon, dude. I mean, this is easy. Well, once you get down, and I guess if you really wanted to think about it, you realize that 63, even if you got some good towers, even with ridiculously slow frickin' balloons, round 63 is still something to frickin' unpack here. And this is not a guy that's weak against blacks or zebra balloons either. This is just straight up overwhelming balloon power that is overwhelming our cluster cannon at 5% speed. It's kind of sad to look at it, because once you finally get down to the last few balloons, you realize how easy it is. But for the rest of these things, this sucks. This sucks really bad. So by no means does that mean that round 63 with $5,000 is impossible. Specifically, if you're going to do it at 5% speed, it can be done so easily. I mean, this is one recursive cluster here, and you're going to see the first set of ceramics is already donezo. Second set of ceramics coming out here, basically donezo right from the get-go. Third set of ceramics already frickin' donezo. There's a few leads left over, and we take it down with one recursive cluster. Clearly the king of all balloon popping power. But I wanted to have some fun with this challenge and do something a little more difficult. The normal way that this happens is somebody decides that they want to make a Bloons Tower Defense 6 challenge, and they decide to pick a round, they decide to make a certain amount of money amount, and they see if they can pull it off. So what I decided to do was I decided to do something very similar. And I decided to give myself that $5,000, and I decided to make the balloons 50% speed, not 5% speed. And I just wanted to see, well, can we take it down? And clearly, so far, yeah, it looks like it's still not that big of a deal. So I want to keep going lower and deeper and harder for you guys. And I know you like it that way. I've done it a lot. I want to keep giving myself less and less money until I can no longer beat round 63. Alright, so we can still buy a recursive cluster, but we can't buy bigger bombs or fast reload if we have $4,000 to start off the game instead of $5,000. So will this be enough here? I can still buy bigger bombs, but not heavy bombs. Come on, bigger bombs. Clean them up for me. Dang, dude. Look at that. All right, we can buy more glaives, but we can't buy the red hot rings, and we're playing in deflation mode, so even if we can pop the ceramics, we cannot pop the lead balloons. And it looks like, believe it or not, this is already being somewhat overwhelmed. $4,000 already very difficult. What if we just burn it to a frickin' crisp? We got 3 Wall of Fire wizards this time around. Yeah, I mean, they're doing okay, but if these balloons sneak through whatsoever, they're just going right through. Oh, and it's deflation, so we don't make any money from popping balloons either. This is actually pretty brutal. $1,000 difference. It's a big difference. All right, let's try a combo real quick. We're just going to go for a quick cluster bombs cannon with bigger bombs, and then we're going to go for another glaive ricochet with red hot rings. I don't know if I for sure needed the red hot rings, but I could do faster reload instead, or faster throwing instead. Wow. I'm picking what I think is some pretty gosh darn good towers here, and we're just not making it happen yet. Abilities, Chris. We could do a Stromage. Indeed we could. But can we do 2 Stromages or 3 Stromages? Could we actually make this happen properly? Maybe if I reposition a little bit better, and maybe if I make sure that this guy actually can pop the lead balloons. Maybe. All right, hold on. We still got a chance here. All we got to do is not lose more than 25 lives. Oh, that was close, but... All right, this time around I feel, I don't want to say good, but I feel more comfortable. We got a pretty decent Strom right next to us, but this third set of ceramics could be a little bit tricky here. Definitely have to make sure we get this back before it sneaks through right here. Dang. Oh, I don't think we're going to get it. So abilities. Maybe? Probably not. All right, well, how about some Druid of the Jungles? Maybe we could just insta-kill all the ceramics over here. I also decided to randomly throw in a permafrost ice tower over here to kind of keep things slowed down. We're cleaning up some of the balloons in the back here, but maybe not enough of them. We've only got a few lives, and that was not going to work. All right, let's see if a recursive cluster with heavy bombs with a combo Druid of the Jungle is going to end up working for us. I can also go for hard thorns, I think. It's going okay. Okay, yeah. This is actually going pretty decently smooth. Uh-oh. Near the end, though, this cannon can't reach. But Druid of the Jungle is trying to clean him up. And it looks like he frickin' does it. Completed $4,000. Just went down to $3,500, which keep in mind that I have $200 of monkey knowledge, and that's why it's actually $3,700. So now if I try the exact same strategy, some sort of cluster bombs, some sort of Druid of the Jungle, and I can put him in the middle of the map, I can actually get more popping power out of him. Then I have to decide what else I want to get here. And if I go for a bigger bombs, I can't afford the heavy bombs. If I go for hard thorns, it really doesn't matter that much because I can't afford Heart of the Thunder anyways. So let's see if this can manage. If this can, absolutely fantastic. So far, my best strategy. But I have a feeling that this is going to be overwhelmed because the heavy bombs does do a lot of heavy lifting for us. Without that, we're destroyed hardcore. Okay, I'm going to go for a slowdown strategy. So I've got a heavy bombs cluster cannon here with a random 101 ice tower. I'm trying to just slow down the balloons a little bit. My decent issue here is that obviously I popped through a lot of the ceramic layers here, and that's actually kind of a bad thing. Like if I specifically attack one ceramic at a time, this guy could actually slow them down properly. But without that, I don't know. Ooh, I could go for a stronger glue. And we did survive the first set of ceramics, and now we are stunning some of the other ceramics over here, which is actually quite nice. Separating them out just a little bit here, very, very important for us. Gives us more time to actually react here. And we've got to rely on this cannon to do everything, though. Looks like it's going pretty decently well again, though. And more ice tower slowdown. Oh, yeah, look at that. That is pretty. Because don't forget that permafrost is going to slow them down until they pop. Uh-oh, we are starting to get overwhelmed here. But I could pull off something ridiculous. I've got a lot of skill here. I can sell, and I can get something that can pop balloons. Maybe just something really random like a 2-2 boomerang. All we need to do is... Oh, no. Oh, it was close. Very close. Just a slight readjustment. This is the last set of ceramics, by the way, and it's still actually going down. We've got a permafrost with refreeze here. I've got my glue gunner, but he's worth $0, so not worth it to touch him. Once these guys pass this ice tower, though, I'm going to sell them and buy a slightly better boomerang. I think we're ready for it. We're going to go for a glaze with fast throwing. I should have done that in the first place. I should not have gone red hot rings. But either which way, we win again! $3,500 is indeed possible. Round 63 with 3,200 cash, or really just 3,000. I typed in 3,000, and it just pops up as 3,200. So, this is where it's going to start to get very sticky, because I'm using a cannon, which seems to be one of my best towers so far. I get a cluster cannon, and I get a heavy bombs. I'm left with $945 at this point. That is not a lot of money. And I think my best tower so far has been to use some sort of ice tower just to slow down the ceramics. So let's try it. This time around, a permafrost larger radius is pretty much all of my money. I can still get a low-level glue gunner. Dang, I'm a little bit worried about this doing anything here. Let's at least glob it and put them on strong instead of last. So we can get as many ceramics glued as we possibly can here. All right, this is the first set of ceramics, and it looks like the first set of ceramics does indeed go down. Another $500 less, and it's still at least looking reasonably possible. Maybe with a little bit of luck. Also, I could reposition things a little bit here. But dang, cluster cannon with heavy bombs really is like the god of popping balloons here. Woo! All right, still not over though. We're starting to get overrun just a little bit here. All right, this ice tower is going to start to do basically nothing, so we're going to sell him. We're going to rebuy that boomerang, even though it's kind of not great. At least it's something, and I'm going to have to get rid of this glue gunner as well to get nothing. Okay, I could also sell the cannon and rebuy him down on the bottom down here to make sure I pop the balloons. Ooh. You know, it was close. It was close for a refreezing ice tower this time instead of popping down an early boomerang. Still getting overwhelmed, but it's a slow process for sure. You know, it's like the second set we're like actually able to clean up here, but now the third set is so much further without us actually attacking it. That's what's actually going to cause most of the chaos for us. Luckily for us, we get a lot of slowdown from our ice tower here, and it's going okay. I finally need to sell this guy. We're going to throw down a boomerang. I don't know if a boomerang is necessarily the best thing for me to get, but I do know that he's going to work okay, and we've now officially done it. Dang. That was good, dude. Now, 3,000. Could we do $2,500 for round 63? No way. I just want to throw it out there that this is what I can buy for $2,500. One Glaive Ricochet with Red Hot Rings, one 0-0 Cannon, and a Dart Monkey for free. That's what I've got going for me right now. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys what, like, one of the OG strategies that we used, how good or how terrible it would be. Here's the first rush of ceramics. Just absolutely schlobanox the crap out of us. Now, we realized that this boomerang is not that great in the first place. We've realized that we pretty much need, so far, need some sort of cluster cannon with heavy bombs to do anything for our strategy. Even if we do that with like a random 0-0 ice tower and even get a free glue gunner or free dart monkey, I don't see this doing anything. You know, this is where we kind of get lost. This is without the permafrost now. That's a pain in the butt, man. Relying on this guy forever just does not seem to be something that's going to actually work here. But you know what? We popped the first set of ceramics, so I can't say impossible. Maybe we'll just get randomly super duper lucky and amazing in some way. Wow, dude, no way. Cluster cannon. Oh, he hit it. He can reach over here. That is pretty sexy. Ice tower is done at this point, but I don't think a boomerang's going to do very much. One cannon. Could he go all the way? Could he go all the way? No way. He did it. One. Heavy bombs. Cursive cluster. Recursive, or no, not even recursive cluster. Cluster bombs. Heavy bombs. Has done it $2,500. And here we enter the danger zone. We've gotten so far with our cluster cannon, with bigger bombs and heavy bombs, that now that we can't afford that guy at all, is it even remotely possible? Well, I mean, if I give myself another $55, I could afford that. I mean, that's still 400 and something odd dollars cheaper than my previous strategy. But now I have basically no help from anybody. I mean, I could afford an ice tower at this rate, but I'd much rather have a heavy bombs. So let's try that. Let's just see if one heavy bombs cannon can actually take down all of this if we position him properly. I'm going to go with a big fat no, but let's give it a shot. So let's give ourselves $2,055. I believe that was the amount that I needed. So let's try it out. All right, with $0 remaining, I get one free glue gunner. You know what? I'm going to reposition this guy real quick. All right, I thought it was pretty important that I could end up seeing down here to make sure that as the balloons are leaving, I get that one last shot off, showing that positioning is actually pretty important here. And we want to see it. Can one randomly heavy bombs cluster cannon still kill round 63? Because if it can, holy crap, that is a powerful tower. And almost nothing else compares, pretty much. Dude, it's looking like it might be possible. I have a couple lives to tank here. I really have 2 lives, but I have 27 total lives, technically. And I didn't even use my free glue gunner here. Let's get this glue going, dude. Let's get the glue going. Slow it down. Oh, baby. I don't think so. I don't think so. This is the biggest rush, by the way. The last rush is the biggest rush of them all. Oh. It's close. But I'm going to go with a no, but let's give it one more shot with the glue gunner actually played at the beginning of the game. All right, lots of balloons are trying to stay through right now. Yellow's getting to the very back here. Oh, it's getting close. It looks like I will survive the second rush of ceramics, but I don't think that I can survive this third rush of ceramics. And, of course, I can't sell and rebuy or do anything like that. It's not way too many balloons. It's just a few too many balloons, but it is too many. And I think that's about as good as you could get. Like, luck might be a minor factor, but I think we've run out of room to work with this cannon here. Well, you know what? I wanted to try Gwendolyn out. She's weird because she does reach level 3 right from the get-go, but she's got a cocktail. Do not underestimate that cocktail. In addition, we could afford other things that could slow balloons down, like an ice tower with possibly refreeze and permafrost and maybe even a glue gunner here and other stuff. And trying to rely entirely on this random hero here to pop all the balloons, kind of weird. So I don't know if this is going to work out perfectly, but I at least want to give it a shot. So here's the key to Gwendolyn. She's got something called a cocktail, and I'm going to throw it right about here. And you can burn through a lot of balloons with the cocktail. It's not unstoppable by any means, but it's definitely quite powerful. And we get through most of the first set here, but clearly, if you don't do it perfect, I mean, that's got to be too many balloons for us to handle, right? That's just gonna, yeah, they go right through. Before you go around thinking that maybe I should alchemize something, I wanted to throw out the fact that if I buy a Berserker Brew, which is the cheapest alchemist that I could get that would do anything here, I'm out of money. So that's probably not the answer. But I will say I'm actually pretty impressed with how much damage a random alchemist can do by himself. So he's 0/0/0 alchemist. Actually, not a horrible idea against group balloons. You know, I mean, 400 pops. It's pretty decent. Okay, random idea. What if I do 2 random glue gunners here with a random cluster bombs at the bottom here to pop the balloons? It's not a heavy bombs cannon, but maybe if I can just slow the balloons down enough with our glue gunners here, things will just go okay. And it looks like we're gluing most of the ceramics, but not even all the ceramics. That's kind of ridiculous. Look at that. All the way wrap around here. There's still ceramics that are glued. And these are bigger globs. Bigger globs glue gunners. It just shows you how many freaking ceramics there are, dude. Now, there might be some people shouting, Chris, what about the freaking cryo cannon? You guys are shouting it from the rooftops here. Nah, can't afford it. By a lot of money, too. Like, he's just too expensive. Ooh, now this is a sexy idea. What about a Juggernaut? Will this guy just be powerful enough to just beast through all the balloons? Now, I am spending every single dollar that I've got here to get this guy going, so I can't even build any other support towers whatsoever, and I used him as a free dart monkey to get that bonus as well, so I don't even get a free glue gunner or anything. Alright. Alright. We are definitely hitting our pop limit here. Very, very easily. Wow. That is actually kind of weird. You don't often see a Juggernaut hitting the pop limit. Alright, got to put him back to first, I guess. Just to start chasing here. And there's too many balloons. I don't know how else to put it. There's just too many. Juggernaut is a good tower, but you cannot solo round 63 with the Juggernaut. I hate going back to the old school strategies, you know? Like, it kind of sucks to be like, well, this is just the strategy. It just works. But when you find something that works, it's best to just keep going with it and see if you can adapt it into something that's going to keep on working even better. Now, unluckily for us, really big bombs needs a big amount of... Ooh, I mean, this is not looking too shabby here. But if we get overwhelmed by just not being able to hit enough balloons, that could be a big problem too. Because even if we go through a crap ton of layers, there's just still too many random whites and greens and blacks and everything here. And I also don't get the range, so really big bombs, no go. This would be an extremely weird one. A Heavy Shells bigger blast mortar. We can't afford the Bloon Buster. He would be also possible for a $2,500 run, but not with a $2,400 run. So let's just see if we can micro through this stuff and make it work. I have a strong feeling it's not going to work. But it's always worth it to give it a shot. Clearly, it's just not enough balloon. I think they need to upper the limit on some of these things, man. Like, look at this. Come on, he should be able to pop through more than this. Why does the cannon do so much better than the mortar? It makes no sense. Buff the mortar! There's quite a few towers that I really wanted to try, like a bouncing bullet sniper, or a sentry expert engineer, or a balloon trap engineer, or a couple of things that, like, I was just thinking might be cool to, like, maneuver around and micro and stuff, but they're clearly way too expensive. It's just the upgrade itself is more money than we currently have available to us, minus the buying of the upgrade, the upgrades to get there, and the tower itself. This amount of money is just such a small amount of money, it's almost absurd. Round 63 is ridiculous. To be honest, I didn't know where this video was going to lead, and I feel like that's where I've got to leave it. So, we've done it. We've done it. Randomly, $2,500 is the cheapest amount of money that we can use to beat round 63 with balloons at half speed. If you guys can do any better, I'd love to see it. Make sure you post it in the comments below how much money you can do it for. And also, I did plan easy, I did plan deflation, and I did not do anything else with any of my other stuff. I just allowed myself all 4 of these things and never had to use powers to do anything. So, yeah, have fun with the challenge, and let me know if you can beat me.